How long have you been trying to use money to make friends?
Since I got that money. Over the past 2 years, I've lost over $40,000 just from wanting to buy people's affection, I guess. Hello?
Hey there.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Jai.
J-A-I, Jai?
Yes.
How old are you, Jai?
I'm 22.
Rock and roll. Jai, what's going on? How you doing?
I don't really know, man. I think you saw what I said in my text message, but over the past 2 years, I've lost over $40,000 just from wanting to wanting to buy people's affection, I guess, because I didn't really have a good time I didn't really have an opportunity making friends growing up, so I thought that was the best possible way to do it, I guess.
Okay, so tell me, I guess, go ahead and start telling me about this from whatever angle you want to start at.
Okay, so 2 years ago, I had received a trust from my grandmother, who I'm pretty sure was like patient zero of COVID. That's neither here nor there. Yeah, I received a trust of just under $100,000 that was supposed to be going to school, and it didn't. Over $40,000 to $50,000 of it actually went into just frivolous shit, and making a whole bunch of friends through Tinder and a whole bunch of friends that, I don't know, didn't really have the best intention for me. And I wanted to keep them around by buying them gifts and taking them on trips. And now none of those friends are still my friends. So I don't really know how much that was worth.
And how long have you been trying to use money to make friends?
Since I got that money. I had grown up very poor. And so the most money that I've ever had to myself was the $4,000 COVID stimulus check.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really spend that money well either. And so when I got this humongo check of $73,000, no, it was kind of game over, I guess.
So, did you have friends growing up?
I wasn't really allowed to. I had a dad who would basically ostracize me and not allow me to hang out with any people that I had anything in contact or common with. And it put me in a situation where even now I'm way more sociable, but it's kind of like I don't know how to maintain these friendships, especially if I don't want to spend money on them, because I know that that's the only way that's kind of worked in the past.
Do you still keep in touch with your dad? Do you know why he did that?
So my dad is currently in a hospice for an anoxic brain injury. He developed alcoholism, and he had a massive coke problem, and he fell into a coma because of it and came out not being able to speak or feed himself or talk very well. So I can go visit him and try to ask him why he did all that, but he probably wouldn't be able to give me a good answer.
So, do you, at this moment, have any friends? At this moment, do you have any people who you would consider your friend?
I have a lot of boyfriends, but I seek out, I guess, only romantic relationships. I don't really seek out, I guess, just friendships. I don't really know how to do that. Any friends that I did have, I don't really speak to anymore.
This might be a sensitive question, and you don't have to answer if you want, but do you like in the same way that you feel like you can only get people to be friends with you if you pay them. Do you feel that way about sex?
No, not particularly. I wouldn't say so. I kind of just do it because I can, and I know that it's easy.
Okay. Why do you feel like you have an easier time with that than with making friends?
Because it's way more, I guess, mutually beneficial. I don't know. Like it's just easier to talk people into wanting to do this with me instead of, carrying out a whole long-term friendship where we're just kind of talking to each other and nothing's really happening. That's just the way that it works in my mind. I know that's not like realistically healthy, but like that's just how it's been because I've only been shown that,
All right, so you have a lot of boyfriends, but no like actual friends. And you said you're 22?
Yes.
What do you do? Are you in school? Do you work?
I was in school. I lost my job right before Christmas. And I actually recently just moved states to escape from a pretty bad relationship. So I'm kind of just lingering in a new state right now.
Oh, so you're in a new state, and do you know anybody in this state? Do you have any family there, or are you totally alone?
I'm staying with family.
Great.
The place where I was living previously, I didn't know anyone there, so I guess it's a little bit of a better situation.
So, I mean, why do you feel like you can only make friends by giving them money?
Because I know realistically that I don't want to sound like vain, but I know that I'm a really cool person. Like any single time where I go out to an event, everyone's just kind of drawn to me. But I think it's the thing where just based on my development and based on an autism diagnosis where I feel like I cannot maintain these genuine, like, non-transactional relationships. I feel like I have to, as soon as I become friends with someone, I have to give them a gift just to validate, oh, this is how much I appreciate you. And then when I never get that in return, it's like, maybe I need to give them another gift just so they know really how much I appreciate them. And then I don't really get the logic behind it. It's just how it works in my head. And obviously not working.
So you're initiating giving these people money very early on in the relationship. You're giving these gifts.
I guess, yeah, like maybe like 2 to 3 weeks after we first become friends. Especially with people that I'm dating, it's immediate. I'll start getting them gifts.
I was going to ask, does this activity carry over into like all these boyfriends that you're talking about?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've probably the majority of the money that I've spent has been on boyfriends.
And, I asked you already, but I'll ask you again, and maybe we can like examine it a bit deeper, but like, why do you think you need to do this?
Just for the sake of, I guess, not being alone. I don't know. like right now, I was just hopping on your stream because I've been just sitting in my apartment for the past like 5 days, just like wanting someone to talk to without having to reach out to them first, or just have someone be like, hey, I've been thinking about you, but that hasn't happened. And so I feel like I have to give people reasons to want to talk to me. Which isn't too, I'm a cool motherfucker. I just want people to hang out with me without having to ask for it first.
So there's a lot of, I want to talk about that whole thing, but I guess I'd focus for now on like the money thing. Like, Do you have a specific example of a relationship? Let's start with platonically. Do you have a specific, like, tell me about the last friendship that you got into that you started to, that, you know, was going well, and because it was going well, you started to feel like, oh, I need to buy them stuff. Like, tell me about a specific one, like the last time.
Yeah, so it was when I had first moved to Houston. That was the place that I just moved from. And I had this really, really close friend that I originally met online. And then we started talking more in person, and we just became best friends. We hung out every single day. And I had saved them from a whole bunch of really bad situations, considering their mental health, whatever. But one day I decided that I wanted to make a road trip to Austin, which is like a 3-hour drive. And I was like, you know, I usually go alone on road trips, but I asked my friend if they wanted to come. And that was kind of a big deal because I usually never invite people out on trips like that. And they're, you know, my closest friend, why not? And I decided to come along. I buy essentially every single thing on the trip. I got food, I get any toiletries that they needed, I bought the Airbnb, I bought the tickets for all of the events that we went to. And when I asked them, I was like, you know, why did you decide to come with me if you don't really have any money to do anything with? And they were like, I mean, honestly, I haven't been to Austin in a while. You're just kind of giving me a free ride to Austin. I just wanted to take it. And I was like, damn, that sucks. You didn't even want to come just for like experiences with me. You just wanted to like come and just fuck off. And like, I'm just kind of here as like a free carpool, I guess. So yeah, I had bought them so many gifts on that trip. I had probably bought like maybe over $500 worth of stuff just on that trip, and the trip was only like a day. It was a 6-hour round trip. But yeah, that was the one that stands out most in my mind. That was probably the first instance. And yeah.
And this is something that's happened to you a few times.
Yes.
I want to ask,
but
you know,
I'm just...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, I know that I'm just getting myself into these situations because I tend to hang out with pretty much the same kind of people. But those are just the kind of people that I like. So tell me what you mean by those kind of people. Who are those kind of people? I hang out at a lot of punk clubs. I hang out at a lot of live music venues, comedy clubs. I was friends with a lot of comedians. And the nice thing about hanging out with a lot of comedians is that they always need Coke. And so I would always be the one to buy them Coke. Just so I didn't want them to fail on their set, you know, that's kind of fucked up. But yeah, that's just generally people who have issues already.
Let me ask you this before we keep going. Do you have a real therapist?
Yes.
What do they say about
I don't know,
all
I just
this?
wanted to talk to you.
No. What do they say about all this?
They kind of tell me what I'm already kind of explaining out loud to myself. I know that I'm getting myself into these situations, and I shouldn't. If it's a friendship that's purely transactional, it's not a real friendship. And you know, I totally understand that. But I would rather lose a shit ton of money than not be able to talk to people. So I don't know. It's working, but it's not really doing what it needs to do.
So. I mean, I have some thoughts on this if it would be helpful to you.
Sure.
So, I mean, your therapist is right. Like, obviously, you know, the way that you're going about doing this is not great. So I would think about all of this stuff differently because, like, you're lonely. and you want to be around more people, and you want to have positive relationships, like every human being on the fucking planet Earth, right? And you're going about it by being like, well, okay, what is within my ability to make friends? Which is a phenomenal way to think about that problem. You're just answering that question in a fucked up way. But you're answering that question by going, you know what I can do? I can just buy people things, and I can spend a bunch of money on them, and I can take them to trips, and I can do this, and I can do that. And the way in which you're answering that question just continues to fuck you over time and time again. And you're smart, and you know that. So I guess if I were you, and I'm really thinking about your situation because it's an interesting one, and one that, you know, we all struggle with loneliness and wanting to take it into our own hands and fixing it.
Sorry, can I ask?
Go ahead.
In what way is it interesting? Like, how I don't know. Obviously, I haven't been in any other position other than mine, but like, I would think that people kind of generally do the same thing. I don't know.
People kind of generally do the same thing in the sense that people kind of generally always have people have those same desires that you have. They want to have friends, and they want to feel loved, and they want to feel appreciated.
Okay, sure, I get that.
But I guess in answering again, and tell me if any of this resonates with you, but in answering the question of what is within my power to get to the point where I'm having better social interactions, I would answer that question differently. And I would go, well, what's cool about me? Like, you know, I go to these punk shows, and I have this ability to go up and start talking. I go to these comedy shows. I go out. I leave my house. I have the ability to go up to people and strike up a conversation. And I have the ability to show interest in other people. And I'm funny, and I'm cool. And I'm presenting the best sides of myself. And I'm, you know, being attentive to people, and I'm putting myself out there. And actually, I like a lot of what you're doing. Like you're solving your problem by putting yourself out there. You know, it only becomes a problem when you start to like overextend to this point where you feel like that's not enough, and so you have to throw in money and gifts and whatnot. And I guess I'm not a real therapist. I'm just spieling here, but I guess it seems like it all comes back to this thing of like, how do you feel like you're enough? And that's a crazy journey of building your self-esteem to get yourself to a point where you're like, oh, I'm enough. I don't need to buy people Coke to get them to like me. And by the way, you on this phone call, you expressed this to me. You said it. You have it in you. You said, I know I'm a cool person. I know I'm fun to be around. Like you have it in you.
That's the thing. That's the thing, though, is that, like, yes, I am absolutely cool with going out to an event and talking to people.
Great.
But most of the time when I do that, I'm drunk. I'm fucking shit-faced. I don't know how to talk to people on, like, just a base-to-base level. Like, what am I supposed to talk about? Like, I know that we're at an event. Like, you could just kind of talk about the event. But, like, outside of that, what the fuck? Like, all I really know is, like, someone asked me if I want to go do a bump in the bathroom. Like, okay, let's talk about. Let's figure out what we're gonna talk about there.
Okay, Jai, I'm gonna tell you this. I swear to God, if you take anything away from this conversation, and I mean this, I'm not saying this to like be cute. I mean this, Jai. If you can do these things while you're fucked up, if you can be confident and strike up conversations with folks and feel yourself and whatnot while you're fucked up, I swear to God, you can do it sober. And and you're gonna have to try and succeed for you to believe that you can, but I mean that. I think you can. Have you ever tried going out and not drinking but still summoning the confidence that is within you? Okay, it's not the alcohol that gave you that confidence. That's part of who you are as a person. You're an extrovert. You know how to talk to people. Have you tried summoning those things without getting fucked up?
Yeah, for sure. I've tried it. I'm currently on like a sober journey right now.
Okay.
But thing is that like when I go out to an event and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to drink anything for the first couple of hours, and then I get super nervous and I get so anxious and I'm like, I just need like one beer, like just chill out, just like a little bit, and then it turns into like 2 lemon drops and then green tea shots. So it's concerning.
Well, look, I mean, first of all, continue going to see your. Does your therapist say anything else? Because I have more thoughts about this, but I'm curious what legitimate mental health professionals have to say about your situation.
I mean, they kind of just think it resonates from not being able to do all that fundamental shit growing up, just being able to know how to talk to people just in school. But like, she always tells me that I'm doing way better than probably anyone else would be doing in my situation, because I'm actively making these stops to actually be able to fix it instead of just being like, oh, woe is me. Like, you know. Right. But I don't know. Like, it's still like I'll get into really high phases where it's like it's so easy just to go out and be like, you know, this is nothing. And then once I start doing it for a while, like that anxiety just starts hitting me again, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm really presenting what I want to present, and I just kind of regress and I just kind of stay inside and don't want to do any of that shit anymore. Yeah.
By the way, I fully agree. By the way, I agree heavily with your therapist, right? Because I'm not gonna. I don't want to play pretend, but I mean, I guess that's what I fucking do is I play pretend therapist. Anyway, you know, it sounds to me like yeah, you know, you were put in a fucked up situation that caused some problems for you, and you're like, you really are doing great. I mean, like that, the fact that you're taking it upon yourself to go out and make friends, right? Like some people, they just go, woe is me, and they sit at home and they just won't fucking do it. Like, even though, like, obviously it'd be great if you did it without getting fucked up, but just the fact that you're trying and putting effort towards it, I agree with her that you're doing a lot better than most people in your situation would.
Appreciate it.
So I mean, all right. So you go out to the what? Okay, tell me this. You've been in the house. You're the kind of person, and this is the kind of person I want to be. Is someone who can just go out by themselves to a thing and start talking to people and making friends. You are that kind of person.
That's all that I do.
That's all that you do.
And that's
why have you?
It's so strange to me. No one else does that.
Why have you been at home for 5 days? What's keeping you at home for the past 5 days?
Oh, I don't know. It's cold. I live in Denver. I don't want to go outside.
Okay.
But like, I could. Like, there's probably so many events that I probably go to that maybe I might be interested in. That's another thing. I just don't like this city. I don't want to have to talk to people in this city. I'm excited for you to come because maybe I'll be able to talk to people at your show who are like generally like-minded. But like anywhere else, it's kind of like pulling teeth talking to people out here. So that's another thing too.
Well, it's really, and you do have an interesting situation because I mean, I talk to people on this show all the time, and I feel I talked about it in my fucking documentary about being lonely and whatnot. And like you're really like doing it, like you're really doing the thing that a lot of people won't do, which is to go out. But you have this problem that you're talking about where, for some reason, and don't let me put words in your mouth, but it sounds like for some reason you feel like, even though you know that you're cool and sociable and like worthy of being somebody's friend, like you still have this whatever fucking thing in your brain that makes you be like, no, that's not enough. I gotta buy them cocaine.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like let's think about that for a sec. What is that? What do you think that is?
I don't know. That's kind of difficult. Like, I just feel like I have to provide. Like, I know that I'm funny. I know that I'm nice to look at. But like, I feel like that's kind of where it ends. Like, I know that I have this really interesting personality where, I feel like I'm talking out my own ass, but like, it's true. Like, I know that there's things to me that are
these are good.
Interesting, but yeah, it's just like, where does it, like, it's going to stop somewhere, and then they're going to stop finding me interesting. And so I have to be like, oh no, wait, hold on, I'll get you this meatball just so you don't lose your interest in me, or, buy you a beer.
Can we flip the script for a second? These people, like this friend who you took to Austin, who wasn't really that cool anyway. Like, do you like these people? Do you find these people interesting?
I love them. I think they're so interesting. That's the main reason why I hung out with them as much as I did. Every single person that I've spent like such and such amount of money on, I thought they were the coolest person on earth, and they were just my favorite person, and I just felt like I had to like prove that to them.
This is
another thing that that kind of reminds me of something. So, probably maybe a year after I had stopped talking to the friend that I took to Austin, I went to Channel 5 was on tour at the time, and they were in Houston, and they were having like a little after party at this comedy club. And they never ended up showing up, but I went just to see if they ended up showing up, and that friend was also there. And there was just something inside me that, like, I'm never the type to want to start confrontation, but it was just like I was being controlled. Like, I just got up and walked over to them, and I was just like, I could tell that they were just scared of me.
The friend that you brought to Austin with you was there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I could tell that they were scared. They got so scared. They told me that they didn't even recognize me. They're much bigger than me. They're much taller. They're just bigger, and they kind of just shrunk under me, and that made me feel good as hell. That made me feel so good, but that makes me feel evil too, because I don't know what I did to be like to make them have that reaction just to seeing me after all that time. But it made me feel like shit, so it was nice to make them feel like shit for just a little bit, I guess. I don't really know why I brought that up, but it just kind of
no. I don't know, Jai. I'm really thinking about this, and I'm really this is such a weird situation because everything's there. Like, clearly, I guess you would think like, oh, this comes from like low self-esteem, but like but clearly you do recognize all of the things that are positive and good about yourself because you've been talking about them and are aware of them. So I'm just really trying to figure out, and also you have these like social skills that are really hard to develop. So I'm like, what is it that is like this? What is the block that's making it so that you feel the need to spend money on people?
I just got mad imposter syndrome. I already know that's the main thing. But like it's a very weird situation. It doesn't really make sense in my mind. Like, anyone else would probably, if they were in my exact same stat range, they probably have the most amount of friends. But it's just so difficult for me. I don't understand. I don't know.
Is there anything else that your therapist said that is helpful that you want to bring up?
I don't know. Don't look for what you want to see in yourself and others, I guess.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
That was the main thing. Like, I met all these really cool people who were everything that I wanted to be: musicians, comedians, stand-ups, whatever.
Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. They're everything that you want. What do you want to be?
I want to be an entertainer. Like, I want to be known by everyone and known by no one at the same time.
Okay.
It comes off to me as like the prime of confidence, the prime of self-esteem, I guess, is you being able to put yourself in front of all these people without any worries about it, because you know that you're doing something for them at the end of the day. That's what I want to be able to do.
You got to understand, and you know this firsthand, that comedians and musicians are some of the most awkward, low self-esteem motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. But like, just being able to put on that facade just for a little bit is just what, it's just so appealing to me. Like, just being able to put on a mask just for a little bit.
You ever like when you go do the open mic, when you go to the comedy shows, you ever do like open mics?
Yeah, I don't know. I did a few because my friend was running it. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm not good at writing material. I'm kind of a funnier person on off a dime. But I mean, obviously, anything that I practice with, I'll get better at. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people just have an inherent talent for it, and it's kind of discouraging when I don't see that out of myself.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. But when's the next time you've been in your house for 5 days? You haven't spoken to anyone, or just like?
I mean, it hasn't been like, it's maybe been like maybe 2 or 3 days, probably not 5 days.
Okay. Well, would you be willing to go out again? Well, what's today? Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday night. Would you be willing to go out again and try again, but this time just make it a point of like nothing of like I'm gonna do it, but I'm at least this time I'm not gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna give into my impulses, and I'm gonna see what happens.
Well, that's hard, but yeah, I can try to make that promise to myself.
Because all you need is I mean, if you're so close, that's the thing, is you're so close, you know, and all you need is like a little bit of evidence that like, oh, okay, this idea that I need to buy people things to get them to like me is all in my head. Let me get a little bit of evidence that this is all in my head, and I don't know if fixing whatever trauma and mental wiring is as easy as that, but it seems like a good place to start. Like, let me just go out, make a friend at night, start talking to someone, which I know I can do because I know I'm a sociable, cool person, and let me do it without alcohol, because the alcohol, obviously, yeah, alcohol makes you a little bit more confident, but you don't need it. That's it. That shit's within you, you know.
True.
So I guess if there's any homework from this phone call, it's like go out and do your thing, but just try not to get fucked up and try not to buy anyone, cocaine or movie tickets.
All right, I'll try my best.
What's your name? Jai. Yes. Jai, is there anything else, like any other aspect of this that you want to talk about, or anything else you wanted to run by me, or any stuff before we go?
I mean, I don't know. The other thing that I said in my text message to you was because I think all this kind of like sparked up because I electrocuted myself at school and nearly burnt the school down. And I think ever since then, like, it's just kind of like, I guess rewired my brain a little bit. I feel like if I hadn't done that, I would have been like a normal, sociable human being. But
wait, do you feel like because you burned the school down, you?
No, I didn't actually burn it down. I caused an electrical fire and nearly burnt the school down, but didn't. So
how long ago was
but
that?
I was in probably 2006. So I was
you
like
feel
5.
like that, and you feel like that's still as what about that do you feel like is still lingering today?
The firing to my nerves. I don't know. I had I had electrical current shot through my body, and I brought out the power in the entire school for maybe like 6 hours. Yeah, but like, I don't know.
You feel like that gave you like reverse superpowers?
Yeah, I think it kind of like made me a little R-worded, just a little bit. It kind of dulled me down a little bit.
Okay, all right. Well,
you know, when when people go to conversion camps, like shock the gay out, I feel like it shocked the sociability out of me. Ever since then, I've just been kind of stupid.
Interesting. Well, look, that's not true, right? Like it's just not fucking true, Jai. This is not fucking true. I don't know. I'm not Andrew Huberman. I don't know how things work in the body, but that's not true. So, go. Tomorrow's Friday night. Go out. Don't get fucked up. Don't buy anyone any fucking things. So just see how you feel. Just talking to people. No attachment.
Yeah. I'll turn up respectfully. I'll try my best.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go, Jai?
Peace and love. Have a wonderful day. You can find me on Instagram at PTests. Love you so much. Thank you guys for listening.
P-test?
P-E-E-T-E-S. No. Tests. Like, like tests. Like scans on tests.
P-pests?
Yes. P-E-E-T-E-S-T-S.
That's actually kind of a cool Instagram name. Thank you for calling, Jai. Gek, bless you. Have a good rest of the night.
You too. Bye-bye.
That was interesting. I hope she does it. It's funny. I talked to her for a pretty long time. We talked for like 35 minutes, and sometimes I did feel at the end of that call that it started with we went through that whole problem, and I do think I kind of just ended it by saying, "Well, hey, why don't you just not do that?" And it's like, "Yeah, thanks, buddy. That's fantastic advice from the therapy gecko." But I don't know. Hopefully that was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, I felt with her like all the like everything was there. Like she had an awareness of like who she was and the positive qualities that she had, but there was just some fucking mental block. And I don't know, with doing these with having these conversations and doing these things, there's just a lot of things where I'm like, I don't know how to overcome that thing. But whatever, I hope that brief call with the gecko was helpful in some way, shape, or form.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, dog?
What's up?
What's your name?
Seth.
Seth, how can I get you today?
No fucking way.
Way.
I've got a big issue going on right now.
Let's hear about it. Let's talk about it.
I love one girl for who she is, and another for who she is, but for what she's got.
Okay. Tell me more.
One girl works for FedEx with me. Another one works for Warner Brothers Studios and is going to make a lot of money.
Okay.
And I don't know who to choose.
Okay. How did you meet? Tell me how you met these girls.
Facebook.
Like, how on Facebook?
Facebook dating and friendship.
Okay, when you meet a woman on Facebook who tells you that she has a lot of money,
well,
you have to verify whether or not she's a real human being.
Right, and I did. I made her verify where she works, because being where I live, working for Warner Brothers seems fucking impossible.
Have you met these two women in person?
Yes.
I feel like that should be a simple yes or no question.
Yes, and other stuff.
what do you? I just asked if you have you met these two girls in person?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't ask if you had sex with them.
I know. But yeah.
Okay. Are you like what's the story with that? How long have you been like well, do they know about each other?
Yes.
All right. How long have you been involved with each of them?
2 to 3 months.
Okay. And both and both of them, how do they? Okay, so they both know about each other. How do they feel about the existence of each other in your lives?
Negative.
Okay.
One feels better than the other.
Okay. And so you're asking me which of these girls you should go with based on like one of them makes a lot of money?
No, which one I should really just go with.
Okay. Well, which one do you like more?
Really, I love both of them.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is more comfortable. One of them provides more luxury.
So you're trying to get this girl. If I were you, I wouldn't factor how much money either of these women make into your decision. Unless that's just always been your dream to be a trophy husband.
It's not. It's more. I've been the one always doing a lot of shit, the cooking, the cleaning, everything. One has her issues, doesn't have her kids. One has her kids, and likes to do the cooking and cleaning.
All right, so let me ask you this: if you're gonna be the trophy husband to this multi-million-dollar Warner Brothers executive, what are you gonna bring to the table that's gonna make her want to spoil you?
That's the exact question I asked myself, because she says you don't have to do anything, just be yourself.
Are you a cool guy?
Yeah. The reason why she says she loves me is because I am who I am.
Okay, so you've known this woman for 3 months and you guys are already in love.
I'm in love with both of them.
And you've known both of them 3 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they both love me for who I am.
Well, congratulations. Not many people can say that.
Yeah, but one is also talking to another guy, the other one that's not well off, and it sucks.
I'm very confused. I still want to get to the bottom of why you are so intrigued with how much money this woman makes.
I wasn't. I loved her for who she was. When we started talking, I started talking to one that was supposed to be a friend, and then she confessed her love to me while I was talking to this girl that I was supposed to be dating, and I confessed my love back. And it became an argument, and I stopped talking to this other girl for 5 days, and we had sex every day. And then I ended it when the other girl goes, hey, so my boss decides to surprise me with a free trip to the Bahamas. Because she works for Warner Brothers. And then I did ask for proof, and she provided me with every little bit of proof, and we are going to the Bahamas.
You asked her for proof that she works at Warner Brothers?
Well, yeah, I mean, where I live, that's unheard of.
Where do you live? What state?
Iowa.
You asked her for, you said, she said she works for Warner Brothers, and you said, I don't believe you. Send me an email from your Warner Brothers address.
Uh, sort of. I wanted proof that she worked for Warner Brothers because
Why?
where we live, something like that isn't a job here.
Okay.
And I didn't believe her. So I was like, well, I want proof that you actually do work for Warner Brothers. And she sent me her passcode information.
She sent you her passcode information.
Yep.
Is
Everything that
is that sensitive information?
to a point, but it's not enough to get her in trouble.
What do you do?
I work for FedEx.
Okay. Is the plan to marry this woman and quit your job and be like a house husband?
That's what she tells me she wants me to be.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, great. I've met her kids. I met her.
Okay. Look, it really it really sounds like you want to go with the woman who makes more money.
In a way, but there's a huge difference between the two of them.
What is that?
She likes to cook and clean and be a housewife, and that's something I've never had. Like happiness, like I said, I've been the one to.
Wait a minute. So this woman,
the cooking,
this
and cleaning,
woman wants to cook and clean for you, and be the sole income owner of the house as well, while you literally do nothing.
No. That's not it. I like a woman that wants to help cook and clean. I've always cooked and cleaned.
Okay.
I want to share that and do both at the same time. I mean, have you ever been the one in a relationship to always cook and clean everything up?
So you want to share the cooking and cleaning with her while she makes all of the money?
No.
What's your idea? What's your name again?
Seth.
Seth? Seth, what's your ideal situation here?
Happiness.
Okay, what's going to make you the most happy?
Enjoying life with someone.
Okay, which of these women do you think you're going to enjoy life with more?
The other one. Because, I mean, I haven't told the story about the other girl.
You haven't told the story? What's the story?
So, both of them have 3 kids. One has all 3, one doesn't. The other one that works kind of with me, since we're both FedEx people, she lost her kids due to a lot of bad things. I'm not going to tell her story right here. She had to forcefully kind of give up her rights to her kids.
Okay.
For their safety.
Okay.
The other one didn't. So there's limited time that she can spend with her kids. The other one has her kids.
This Facebook dating sounds exactly like the place that I anticipate it would be.
Horrible?
I'm not going to say anything further than that. Well, all right, man. I mean, goddamn, I asked you this question and you answered it immediately. So, you don't need my help. Go with your gut.
I mean, so this girl, I was dating both of them at the same time for a month and a half.
Uh-huh.
I ended it with one of them.
Oh. Wait, so you already ended it with one of these girls?
So to speak. Well, Well,
ahead.
one of the one I ended it with asked me to come over one night, and I was like, all right, fuck it. I was drunk. But then I said, we can't do this again.
Dude, listen, okay, and I don't know. First of all, I don't know if either of these two women are real. I don't actually know if you're real, and if this is some kind of AI generated Facebook dating advertisement. But if I were you, I would just pick something and dive into it, because the longer you spend sitting on the fence and postulating about these two, you're just gonna waste time. And I don't know. This whole thing is super. It's kind of weird to me, but do whatever makes you happy, man. I know that that's a platitude, but it sounds as though, again, when I asked you how you felt, you had a gut reaction. So, I mean, if I were you, I would go with that gut reaction.
That's what I plan on going with.
Mm-hmm. But also, I mean, think about all the things that you can do with this woman's money, and with her influence too. Because I was gonna say you should ask her if she's gonna make the next Batman movie not suck. Because I walked out of to let her know that. Yeah, I walked out of the first one, so I'm hoping that the second one.
She doesn't have that much influence. She has a little bit of credit.
What's your name?
Editing.
What's your name? One more time.
Seth.
Seth, is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
Go watch Aquaman 2, because that helps her revenue.
That helps her revenue, and it also trickles down to you, apparently.
Yeah.
Take care, Seth. Thanks for calling.
Hey, thank you.
Folks, go sign up for Facebook dating. Use the code Seth for 10% off super likes. Facebook dating super likes. Hello, folks. It's Lyle here. That's the end of this episode, but get this. I'm releasing a bonus episode this week. That's right, an entire extra hour of the podcast that you can listen to by becoming a premium member of Therapy Gecko over at therapygecko.supercast.com. Supercast subscribers get access to bonus episodes. They get a completely ad-free podcast feed of the regular show. They get recordings from my live shows, members-only streams, and they help support my ability to continue doing this podcast. So here's a clip from this week's members-only bonus episode.
I'm a furry. I just got a suit. It's like a head and a tail, and I'm very proud of it. It's awesome.
All right, Frost, let's get into it. How's the crazy monkey suit sex? That's what everyone wants to know.
I don't want to sweat too much in it, because I want to keep it nice. But once I get a few more suits, I'll probably delegate one for the hot and steamy. So
you are trying to get to the point where you have a few monkey suits, and one of them is specifically for sex.
Yeah, just a few,
That's a good idea. I should set aside one of my gecko suits for that.
Oh, yeah. But you only have one, though, right?
Dude, when you said, oh, yeah, just now, you kind of slipped into a little, I don't even know what that was, but it was something.
Yeah, is that good?
Well, anyway, if you want to hear this full conversation, you can sign up to become a premium member at therapygecko.supercast.com or find the link in the episode description. That's therapygecko.supercast.com. All right, I have nothing else to say.
Therapy Gecko's on the line, taking your phone calls every night. Therapy Gecko's doing it right, he's teaching you how to live your life, but he's not